Welcome to the live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call. My name is Chase and it's November 11th. Some of the live Q&A call rules are: to ask a question, type I have a question in the question box to get unmuted. When you ask your question, please be specific and use the following format. We'll hold a 15-minute max threshold for questions per attendee to get everyone the help they need. It is now Q&A time. You may ask your questions in the question box and you will be unmuted. Michael, you have been unmuted.
Hey Chase, how you doing?
Good, you?
What I did, and then you tell me if I did it wrong or did it right. So all the Christmas scents are done for the Candle Daddy.
Nice, 7X.
So what I did is I set up, because the other day we launched some new scents, not Christmas related. So I remember you saying don't do the lookalike audience, set it to an add to cart lookalike, which I did. And that got purchased yesterday, nothing today. I don't know why, but yesterday was doing good. And then, so all the Christmas scents were done. But again, I didn't want to put it into the original lookalike content because we wanted the 5-pack, these nuts, just to kind of keep going because he poured so many, right? So I launched a lookalike yesterday of purchase 60 days. And then I dropped all of the Christmas ones that we have in there. So Santa Sack, whatever, Bust a Nut. And then that did okay yesterday. That did pretty good yesterday. And then today what I did was I just dropped inside the original one with the 5-pack D's nuts. I launched in yeah, I dropped one in there. I'm getting a little risky out here. So I dropped in the 3-pack.
And how's that doing in comparison?
370 a purchase.
And that's your best.
Yeah, so
that's what happens, right? So yeah, that's what I was referring to prior. That when you have an audience that's so finely tuned, anytime you launch an ad in there, there's not even a worry about learning. It's just like there is no learning, it's learned. So it's able to work with anything. As soon as you toss it in, it'll pretty much across the board start converting. And in this case, it did.
Right. So would you suggest just shutting off these other ones then, or keep them rolling?
No, because I mean, you want to promote. Oh, these other campaigns. Well, what is it? The last 48 hours.
So we launched
that add to cart audience is new. It might go down. If it doesn't get any purchases by tomorrow, then yeah, turn it off.
Should I keep throwing the new Christmas ones in the add to cart one as well? Because right now it only has both of these nuts, and I don't know why it's not loading, but it only has non-Christmas ones. So should I throw in Christmas ones?
Totally.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. And then, so my other question was, if I'm doing this purchase 60 day, right? Do I throw all of the ads inside the one lookalike, or do I do, 8 different?
Yeah.
All in one?
All of them in one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, my only question is, obviously it allocates the budget to the right ones that, it's going to get the purchases for, but we don't want all the budget going to, the single melt when we know Santa Sack will also do well. But
yeah. So in this case, there's two unique scenarios. One, you have multiple audiences that are all different, so there's no overlap, and then you have different ads in each of them to ensure that you're pushing multiple product lines to get sales. Or the alternative, you scale this audience so significantly that these ads end up turning into runners. And essentially what happens is the first one is, think of it as being in line. The first person goes, which is the first ad, it gets 200-300 sales, and then the costs start to go up, and then the next ad takes over its spot and starts to get 200-300 sales, and they just keep going one by one until it's been through the full cycle. You end up with 23 to 4,500 purchases at the end of this.
Okay, gotcha. So he's ready to scale up too. So where should I start to put this money towards?
Well, for one, that one, get that one up to 300 daily, just how you have the other one at 300. Okay. Not right away, but starting to pump it up a little bit, see if it holds as you go.
One or the add to cart?
No, definitely the one above.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the Christmas scents.
Okay. Yeah, we had our best day yesterday, so that's why he's like, all right, let's just ramp it up.
Yeah, keep in mind, remember not too long ago we were talking about like it's going to be very easy to be spending $10,000 a day and be doing six figures.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's ready for that. I got a shit ton of jars in, so he's ready. All right. So I will do those things, and then bada beans.
Yeah. And the moment you start scaling significantly, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to ensure he has his credit line set up effectively with his cards,
Mhm.
and then two, have it at the max spend. So Facebook's only billing him at the highest amount, so that way he doesn't get striked by his bank account for like having 490 transactions.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. What she does because you're getting billed for
he's
$50 at a time. He's like, I gotta change that.
Yeah, even cards that have like 150K credit limit, it's very easy to max those out whenever you're, pumping it to 5, 10, 10K daily. I mean, it's gonna go quick.
Right. Gotcha.
So, and you don't want those pausing.
Right. Yeah. No, you don't. Okay. So then bada beans. Just I'm having mixed feelings about it. Last week was pretty good. We were getting $23 per purchase. That's okay. It's doable. And then this week is 31. Today's horrible. $71.
Yeah, what's going on here?
So I didn't
Oh,
touch
you
these.
launched new audiences.
Yeah, I launched some new ones. Just some older generation. I think they would appreciate it because I mean all the purchases are from people that are 40 and up. So
Gotcha.
I didn't touch these at all. I didn't scale them. I didn't. I just left those at 30 and then 50 and then 15. But I mean Sunday was 12 purchases. Okay, it's not bad. Monday 5, not good. Yesterday 10, okay, and then today 2.
It's just fluctuating. That's all.
It's just on and off.
Yeah, it's just fluctuating, which is normal. It's all in learning, limited.
How do you
Um,
scale an account up like this? Because at what point do you say, it's because obviously the candle guy we could scale it pretty quick. At what point can you start to even scale these, or can you just not?
accounts like these either remain in limbo, um, or you have to have an ad that's just converting off the wazoo at like, $5 cost per purchase consistently to be able to exit. Or you have to spend really high amounts, and it doesn't always make sense to do that.
Right. So you think that the content that we have right now, just from what you could tell, it's probably going to stay stagnant?
Uh, for the time being, yes. As you build up purchases and data, like each month, you're gonna be able to build some momentum because like you'll have more and more data than you previously had, and you'll have returning customers because this is a consumable. You know,
Exactly.
it's
Okay, gotcha.
coffee, so it's gonna go. So that's where like your purchase 180-day retargeting. Do you have it?
I have no, I don't have any purchase retargeting.
Oh,
Definitely.
you're only trying to get people who've never purchased the product in here. You gotta retarget people who actually have already used it because they're gonna run out, and then you gotta make sure that they're coming back regularly.
True.
We
Okay,
do
got
this with the chips client, and like you can eat a bag of chips. Most people eat a bag of chips in a day. So I mean, like we're so heavy on the purchase retargeting, more heavy than we are on the people who haven't purchased because we just want people buying over and over and over again.
right. I'm probably one of your consumers. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Then the last one is the computer client. He got reviewed by a pretty big tech reviewer.
Nice.
It was an interesting review. Anyway, so we launched these just all, just testing out different audiences. We just launched yesterday. We got pretty good video for it. Um, no purchases yet, $132 spent. If you go to Lifetime, we started these in when Corona hit, and got 24 purchases over 2 months, and it was
I
$124.
briefly remember you showing me something about this. It was like a white computer with like you could see inside of it and have like LEDs or something.
Yeah, yeah, but now we got better content. We have a bunch of
Okay.
video. Um, so we have content like
Yeah.
this. So content like that, which shows gameplay, which is good. I don't know. I mean, again, it's a $700 rig, so
Sure.
ideally you want the cost per purchase lower than 120, but what do you think? I don't know. We don't even have.
Yeah, you got to give it time. How much is to spend?
We have 4 add to carts, no initiated checkouts.
Yeah, for one, I'd be targeting the Call of Duty if you're going to be having ads with that, right? Where is that audience? Yeah, you got to get all those, like the Modern Warfare audiences and all that, especially if it's in the ad.
Oh shit! I muted you for a second. What did you say?
I was saying that with the ads having Call of Duty and Modern Warfare stuff in it, then you're definitely going to need to be targeting those audiences.
Okay, gotcha.
That's an entire audience in itself.
Okay, and the Xbox, the new Xbox just came out, which probably doesn't help him, or it's coming out.
I don't worry about that. I just focus on the PC guys.
True. Okay. So just keep these rolling, you think? Launch the new audiences?
Yeah, but go after the Call of Duty audiences and first shooter type audiences.
Okay. And what do you think? I mean, launch retargeting yet or no? Too early?
No, yeah, way too early. Just give it some time. It looks like the other cost was at 100, so I wouldn't even worry about these costs until another 3 or 4 days.
Gotcha. Okay. And then we're getting busy now. The other hot sauce guy, he didn't. Still has to send over some content, so we didn't start that yet. But when we do, should I just launch all audiences related to hot sauce? I know you said there's opportunities to do it with, obviously, because he has celebrities in there. Should I even focus on the celebrities yet, or just focus on just the audiences related to hot sauce?
Yeah, just do the audiences related to hot sauce first. Big and broad, and then go down from there.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you, Chase, and I will talk to you Monday.
Cool, no problem.
All right, see you.
Bye. Thomas?
Hello.
Yes.
How are you, Chase?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. Can you see my screen?
I sure can.
Wanted to see if you can take control and see how would you optimize this.
What is your cost per result this week? Still looks like it's going up, I can see.
Yes, the call traffic.
It is. Yeah, you would definitely cut these two. Are these new down here? Yeah, they look.
Yes, kind of. Maybe not new, but they are getting less spend than the other ones. So
did you launch images?
No, not yet, because I've been cutting some videos. I launched 20 on each, and I didn't launch anything else yet. I just been cutting those stuff. So would you will I have to cut like some ads that don't get to one cost per purchase, like?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So that took it down from 66 to 36. So that's that's nearly half of that was just shaved off.
Yes.
But you're still going to need some square images in there.
Yes, so should I?
You should just cut these really, really high spend ones. Like you have one here, like 22 to 27, like that's phenomenal. So there's no sense in letting these just run you up on price. Even that one's considered high at this point. And this down here, since it has nothing but it's spent 35, absolutely not. you know? So like this is 34. You just make these tweaks just because you raise your level of standard. And then
Okay. And should I like so it doesn't matter if I don't reach to cut to 20 in my amount spent in each ad. If I don't have any purchases, I just cut them off.
that's correct.
Okay, so anything below 40 or 50.
Anything, no, anything above 40, you'll cut, and then anything below, anything with 0 purchases, and then above 20 in spend, you cut.
Okay, perfect. And for instance, here you left 6 ads. Should I relaunch to fill it up to 20, or do I leave it there?
You can add
Do I
another
leave it
2, but I mean, 28's a pretty good cost for you. So I mean, like it should go down. You know, honestly, let's see here. Yeah, that shaves off $1, but I wouldn't necessarily do that. Yeah, these are fine. You could launch 2 more if you wanted, but I mean, like 27 over time, this should continue to go down. Or actually, yeah, it's probably going to stay around this actually because the bulk of your purchases are at that number. So you could expect that as a consistent average.
And how do I know when to launch new ads in those campaigns?
As soon as it goes above 30.
Okay, and do I launch to fill it up to 20 ads?
No, you can just take it up to 8.
Okay, always 8, because the other day, like I told you, I
No,
launched
like
20.
there in this case there's no you can't really do too many in your case because like your sweet spot has been 8. I mean, like even look at this, 8 ads. I mean, I'm just going based off the prior experience of just knowing what your account's doing. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not going to give you like rule of practice from another account because it's a different story in a different area, and you know you're limited by a 4-mile radius, so it's very particular circumstance. So it makes sense with 8 creatives will do you good. It's fine if you launch 20, but I mean, like I said, 8's going to be like your Goldilocks number.
Okay. Okay, and regarding ad spend, no, I'm not able to increase it, right?
Not yet. You are not yet able to do that.
So I'm at my limit.
For now, until your costs come down, unless you're comfortable with scaling what your costs are at. I would say let it stabilize. You're gonna get more results anyways at this number because you just shaved off half of your cost.
Okay. Okay. So if I have like 2 or 3 ads that aren't performing, I just turn them off and fill it up to eight ads. And it doesn't matter if the ad set go to learning phase again, right?
No, because you have plenty of events, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, so the only way to scale my purchases is by optimizing, not the scaling budget.
That's correct. Yeah, you would get more results out of doing that than you would out of scaling.
Yeah, yes, I had no results, so I have to keep it at that amount.
Yeah, I'd rather see us shave off $20 and you get 3x the number of results rather than us scale 3x the amount and only see a 0.5% increase.
And how low do you think I can get my purchases, my cost per purchases?
I mean, realistically, I mean, like you could get it down to 5 in an extreme scenario where you have an ad that is just unreal at converting. But I mean, realistically, like with you being able to get down to the lower 20s, I mean, I think it's reasonable to assume you could actually push it to 15 with like a good optimization.
Okay.
And you're
And
doing in this other audience over here this week, I mean 10s, I mean it's safe to assume you could get down to 15 with really good optimization.
And the way to get there is by testing new angles, new ad set, new videos, new images. Only that, right? Or how else?
Yeah, this process, coming up with angles you haven't done before, that really hits home. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So 8 is the top number for my ads,
Average number.
average number. Maybe I can go higher if like
If you have more ideas, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So maybe I can go higher if I have carousel ads, image ads, and video ads.
Absolutely, because those are more variations and different placements. So yeah, you could certainly do that.
Okay, till what number? Till 12, 15, 20?
That's fine.
Okay, and then shut them off quickly, right? I don't have to leave
Yeah.
it like 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you should know by now if it spends $20 and like no results, just get rid of it.
Okay, and it doesn't matter the time of the day, right? That I launch the ads. It doesn't matter if it's night, morning.
You can set a schedule to go off at, midnight, so it starts, fresh. But I mean, like, all of these are, let's see, these are out of learning. I know that. So I mean, I'm not worried about it. Like, they're active. Yeah, there's at this point in the game, it doesn't matter how many ads you throw in here, it's going to be fine. You're not going to hurt the campaign. I can assure you that. In the past, Thomas, anytime you have launched ads into your audiences, what has typically happened? Your cost per result has really gotten better.
What was that?
Your cost per result typically gets better whenever you launch new ads into your audiences. Anytime
Yes.
we've done that. So I wouldn't worry about it. If anything, it's going to be good because you're out of learning here. Your campaigns know what they're doing at this point. So it's just a matter of optimizing and guiding it a little bit more so they can perform a little bit more efficiently.
Okay, but if I launch just once ad there, it's going to go to learning again, right?
No, you're out of learning.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it doesn't, even if I launch a new one and a brand new one?
If you put in new ads, it'll be in learning for maybe a couple hours and it's going to be right back out.
Ah, okay, perfect. I didn't know
See,
that.
you've exited.
I thought I had to wait 50 purchases.
No, because it's on a rolling average at this point. So since you've exited learning, it turns into a rolling. So it still includes the previous 7 days. It's a rolling 7 days. It's not like if you reset learning during learning, then it's a fresh start. You always start at 0. But after exiting learning, it turns into a rolling 7, which means that it's going to count the last 7 days purchases always, even if you launch new ads. You add in 15 ads and you get 45 purchases as a total over the last 7 days. As soon as you get 5 more purchases, you're back out of learning. So that's the awesome part about being out of learning phase, because
Oh,
it
great.
turns into a rolling 7.
Great.
And that's
So,
why the big accounts who exit learning end up, being so efficient and consistent and outperform the others because they're not stuck in that, dabbling phase.
and this one is in learning still.
Yeah, but that's yeah. So you should exit rather soon once you get your costs down. So we cut your costs in half just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, since they're in draft, if we filtered by the ones we just actually, removed, it was like 38 I saw. I mean, that's pretty much half. So I mean, it's safe to assume that you would exit learning because of those changes we made.
Okay. And for instance, if tomorrow I'm not getting that many purchases, should I start cutting those ads?
No, never do that. Just look at it at the week view if you're going to cut, because there's
Okay.
bad days. There is such things as bad days.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So I only cut bad ads the first day when they are launched, if they are not getting purchases above $20.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay, perfect. So I just let it run, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
no problem. Thanks, Thomas. Derek, you're unmuted.
Hey Chase, how are you?
Good, you?
Good. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can.
Okay. This is actually just about a friend. I'm trying to help out my business, and the ads are still doing well. Although I did just hear you say something actually that gives me a question on my company. So we're out of learning phase on quite a few things. You're saying that, or at least some, this is just one. You're saying if we introduce new ads into these active ad sets, it doesn't really affect it as long as we still have purchases coming through?
Yeah, because it's on a rolling 7. Most people don't understand that concept, but it essentially means as long as you have 50 purchases always in your last 7, you can launch as many new ads in there as possible without having to worry about learning. It's actually really, phenomenal. I wouldn't even consider it a loophole. I mean, it's really just an awesome key feature because the audience knows what it's doing. Were you here whenever we were going over the candles?
And the last guy there, I think you mentioned
Yeah,
it.
well, at the very beginning, there was he was promoting one specific type of candle out of learning, and he ended up launching one ad in there just to see, because I told him to, but he was hesitant. He put it in, and that audience specifically, that ad dropped from like an average across his entire account of a 11 cost per purchase down to $3 cost per purchase at a 7x ROAS. So that's like a prime example of like launching new ads and exited ad sets that have exited learning is like a really good way to bump your ROAS.
Okay, so if we take an ad set, does it have to be doing, like this one's doing 77 purchases a week, for instance, but just, oh, I guess all these ad sets are active. So any of these we can put new ads into, and it's safe to assume that they'll get back into out of learning pretty much right away.
That's correct.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. I will experiment with that.
Yeah.
My question
with one audience, don't like just go launch across the board. Just do it with one audience, see it work, and then once you like it, then do it for the rest.
Right.
Interesting. To mitigate your risk.
Yeah. Okay, I will give that a try. I'm just helping a buddy out. I'm wondering if you've ever done anything in this niche before for auto loan lead generation. He's got a dealership. There's actually 5 dealerships that basically told him, hey, we'll buy every lead you can get us. And so he's coming to me trying to help him generate leads. And it seems like a very competitive space. And we set up a site pretty much like every other site where people land and what kind of car you want. And then do you make $1,800 a month or more, et cetera, collects the lead. We're getting leads for about $50 right now, which is high. So I'm wondering if you just have experience with this and what you think about the space.
Our last call, somebody's has that exact business.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
So yeah, to answer your question, we do.
Yeah, and so do you have any general advice here? I'm basically just doing cold interest testing on what you would expect, car finance, trucks, automobiles. I think the ads are pretty solid. I think the form is pretty simple. Looks like this.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ads are fine. It's the lead cost that's concerning to me. So go to the website.
Yeah. So
what was the first question?
I go back here.
Do they have a conversion rate on this form?
Yeah, this conversion rate's pretty bad. It's like 3%.
What?
We had another form that we were doing. I wonder if this is actually still live.
That 17% for one made me uncomfortable. I know that.
You had 17%?
That 17% is uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable number. Who wants to be told they've made 17% of the way? Nobody wants to know that. They want to know they're 50% more, like 50% or more done. Even if it's not 50, you got to start at least there.
Okay, interesting.
And then what you do is when
Yeah.
it gets to 50, you start at 50, then it goes to like 60, then 75, and then it goes to 80, and then it goes 83, 88, 91, 92, 93. And the percentage goes so much smaller. You know, just similar to how things load online. You remember back like when things used to take forever and load, they would load all the way to 98%, and then you'd wait for ages on that last 2%, because like the whole design aspect and functionality was that people wouldn't abandon a site if it was just at 98%. And they would wait like 2 minutes when the first 98% took like 3 seconds. Same model here. So you have to start that way higher for one. Two, you gotta make sure this is for mobile. I bet you this thing takes forever to load these little images if they're not SVGs.
Well, we just switched to this new form because of that exact problem. Yeah, so is that a big factor in this space? Is it's got to load really fast?
If it loads in less than 3 seconds, you're going to beat out at least 80% of advertisers on bids. Facebook will reward you a significant margin because of it.
Okay. Got it.
So SVGs will literally, you know, fix that instantly. The other thing is,
we've made it just click only. So all they care about is, do you make 1,800 a month or more? And then it has cookies, but have you earned that income for more than 3 months? Date of birth, address, and then the lead info.
do these forms autofill?
The address does, yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, okay, keep going. Let's see what the final questions are.
It does seem like this is pretty slow right now. Wow, crazy, this isn't loading at all. That could be our problem. What's that?
Too many questions at the end.
Too many questions?
At the end. You should, the last thing should be like email. The third question should be, the second question or the third question should be first name, last name. The fourth question will be the phone number, and then the last question will be the email. If that alone is an 80% conversion rate model. We've done this with over 100,000 conversions. We've tested this so many times, it's unreal.
So you're saying just add 4 steps at the end?
Yeah, your first name needs to be the second or third question. It's proven. Your phone number has to follow after your first name, not the email. The phone number always has to come after. Then the email comes at the second to last question or the last question.
Got it.
And that'll do it. And there shouldn't be a next button here. It should be submit.
Right.
Because if they're doing 4 questions here and then they're like, next, oh my gosh, what's the next one going to be? Because in their mind, they've been answering 1 at a time and now 4. So they're thinking, okay, if I hit next now, I'm going to have like 8. And then the 5th thing is the congratulations here at the top. Don't congratulate until they're finished. You don't want them to get a hit of dopamine from the excitement, like, oh, I did it, but it's not ready. The congratulations should be after where they hit submit, or on the email, like it should be, your pre-approval is ready, where should we send it? And then they enter in their email, submit, and then boom, congratulations with party popper emojis.
Right. Okay. So you're saying, are all the other questions okay? I mean, that's just kind of what's required for the lead.
Oh yeah, the questions are fine. It's just how you organize it all. It's the exact same thing. No questions need to be removed. It's just the way that you get them through the process.
Got it.
There's a lot,
makes
the 17% thing, the congratulations here, the 4 at the end when they're doing 1 at a time. it's kind of backwards. So
Right. Okay.
once you do that,
Is
this
there
thing will
a-
be converting at $1, $2, $3 leads all day long.
Yeah, and do you think that there's an issue with having like a, that we switched away from this because people have to hit the continue button and this form technically is faster, but it's,
You know this? Yeah, you
they're
don't
not
have to
saying yes and it's,
continue.
yeah. Okay, same kind of thing. So after that question, there'd be first name, last name, phone number. Where are you looking for a vehicle after that?
Yeah, go to the other one again.
The other form.
Yeah. So it says 100% complete there as well at the form I saw, so it
Right.
wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it's all those things add up to the greater conversion rate. Once that's fixed, I mean, it's going to be unreal how much it'll convert.
Interesting. Okay. Is there a tool that you use to create forms like this that's really fast?
Yeah.
What do you
There is.
recommend?
I'll send you the link right now. Well, actually, if you go to the resources page and then you just here we go. Let me know if this makes it over in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the third one. Yeah, the third one down. There it is.
Convert.
So right there.
Got it.
That is a form, and you just build the exact same thing that you have. You're gonna have to build it. But the nice thing is that you're able to track your conversions, and I'll show you the drop-off points, and I'll give you the recommendations on where, and you'll be able to see the actual data based off of other forms that have like converted at like 80,000 submissions, or like other people who did like 160,000 or like 1.2 million submissions in their conversion rates, because they have more compelling data and you're able to use that.
Interesting. Perfect. I will, and this is fast. That's the main thing, is like the loading speed's good on these.
I've never had an issue with the loading speed on this.
Okay. So you don't think this is just an issue of the form? Ads look good. We're doing the right thing with the ad sets. It's just getting that conversion right.
Yeah, I can tell the ads
And
work. I've been doing this too long to know.
yeah. And do you like sending people directly to the first question and just having info underneath, or do you like sending them to like a home page first where they have to click to get started on the questions like this?
Oh, absolutely not.
So
Yeah, no
straight
way.
to the first question.
Yeah, straight to this. This is what that's going to do you really well. It's just a matter of structuring in a way that really converts.
Got it. Okay, that's really helpful. Thank you. I will give that a go. And I just have one other really quick thing. This is actually for my fiance's side business. I'm just curious your thoughts on this. So she makes high-end custom silver jewelry that sells really well in local stores, but has never sold online. Have you had any success selling like $380 pieces of jewelry through Facebook ads online?
Some of our highest return on ad spend client accounts are high-end jewelry, because the return on ad spend is so significantly high. You can pay like $15 and get like somebody to spend 400 to 1,000. It's phenomenal.
So you
yes.
do see consumers purchasing jewelry online for this like $380 and without having tried it on first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh. Okay, I might have to run some Facebook ads on this then. Do you think that it's, last question, you've seen these like financing things like Afterpay and PayBright so that people can pay this in 4 installment payments instead of one big one? Do you notice that is a bump in conversions for getting people to convert through Facebook ads?
I never liked that stuff. I'm a big believer in getting cash up front.
Interesting.
But
So
people do report. We have clients do have that stuff, and it does work. But the thing is, like with high-end jewelry, like it should be fine. You just gotta promote it the right way. We have seen that like modeling it with jewelry actually does work better, but with other products, like modeling is absolutely the last thing you want to do. But yeah, just close-up shots of it like that, except, you know, more focusing on the actual jewelry itself.
Right. Okay.
And it's a little too casual.
Okay.
It's too casual for 380. Yeah.
It needs to be higher end.
Not just in terms of the shoot, like this one here, like click on that lady that's standing.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the way zoomed in on the actual like yeah, right there, like that, where it actually shows like the coat and shows like the whatever the person is wearing needs to be more high end, is what I'm essentially saying.
Oh, I see.
So like that would be a good shot, except it would have to be really focused in on the product itself.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. So you think it's worth potentially seeing if these can sell just direct to consumer online,
Yeah,
but clean up the images.
totally.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. All right. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for the suggestions, Chase.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Take care.
You as well. Bye, Jared. Hey, Brian, you've been unmuted.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good. How do I share my screen?
There should be some that pops up on your end that says like, should say some button that'll allow you to do it. Did it ask you?
Here we go. You got it?
Perfect. Yep, I can see it.
All right. So I sell whiskey accessories on the
Awesome.
internet, Shopify. Just can't get it to hover above a 2 ROAS
Okay.
at the moment. This is
For
my
the
number
lifetime?
one product.
Okay.
This guy right here, the Ice Wedge mold. Yada yada. So I've just been making bad decisions pretty much in here.
You need a different Shopify template for one.
You think narrative's not the way to go?
No, I don't. No. Yeah, no. You need to do a different one.
Okay. I have a Brooklyn one in the works. So maybe I'll switch over to that.
Yeah. What are your conversion rates with that one?
Not ideal.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
2%.
no way. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, you got to do a different template.
Okay.
Because your AOV is fine. You're getting sales. We know the product sells. It's 100% without a doubt your conversion rate. I mean, I can see it right now.
Okay.
Your customer conversion, like returning rate, should be higher. This is the holidays. This thing should be selling, you know, you should literally be empty. I mean, you should literally be just having a shot of whiskey every day from excitement.
I know, I really should.
Yeah, so like it's 100% a template. I mean, this thing, you know, it just
So you think
it just
just the
needs to look
product
better.
page is
Yeah, I know it's that.
not right?
Yeah, I know it is.
Okay.
Yep.
So as far as
let's-
ads go,
Yeah, let's take a look at your ads too, because there could be some there as well.
so I just keep having to turn the big ones off because they're losing me money. So right here we have the biggest CBO. Let's sort by amount spent. Jack Daniels, #1 interest for sure. Interests have been killing the LLAs. So we'll look in the ads. Yeah, like, do you think I should turn these back on with a different template and just see what happens?
Yeah. No, we'll not turn them back on. That one that you already have on is fine. Another thing is your ad images need to be different.
These are all videos.
Okay, well, you need to be doing single images. That's another thing. You need to do
Okay.
carousel specifically.
I do have a carousel, I call it, which is this guy. Just didn't do that great. Let's look at the ads in here. Yes, just actually have all the creatives up here.
Here we
Like
go.
fries.
I got it. I want to share my screen, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Here we go. Right here. This is what your landing page needs to look like. Product on the left, add the card on the right, and then on mobile, it's just going to be like this. Literally on mobile, you see the add to cart button. You have to.
Is that not the case right now?
I don't know. Whenever you load it on your phone, do you see it as soon as it loads without scrolling?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you can.
Okay.
PayPal thing pops right up. Let me just make sure.
Because you have a really good product. You have really great content.
I like to think so. Mobile. Yeah,
It's
you're
really
right.
close. Yeah, it's really close on mobile. I'm seeing it on my end. It's really close.
Okay.
But you don't show a model pic first ever. It always is just a picture of the actual glass. And then the second thing is this is going to be your carousel. I'm going to use them as an example, and then I'm just going to assume that you have the content.
Yeah.
Like this right here. Can you see my screen? This right here, white background, gray background, doesn't matter what background. It just needs to be a full, preferably a light color with the product front and center.
Gotcha.
Because they know what they're buying. For all we know, that photo you have there on your mobile, that ring I see, that watch, the tie. Am I buying the tie? Am I buying the ring? Am I buying the watch? Am I buying the ice cube? I don't know.
Gotcha.
Maybe this guy is, selling beard trimmers. We just don't know at this point. But this photo here, if we're looking at this website right now, it's the first thing you see, and that's the first thing you want to do on your carousel.
Gotcha. So let's go down to my gallery, and then maybe we can just find the best image.
Perfect.
Could you like this right
share
here?
again?
Say that again?
You can share again on your.
So of these, obviously I can just remove the background and put a white one in there.
Yeah, if you can do what I was showing you, that image, yes. It's so simple, it's not even funny. You just gotta keep it super, super simple.
Okay.
And it will sell so much that you won't know what to do because you're selling so much.
Yeah, I know that this has a ton of potential. I just couldn't spot the weakness.
It does. I get this every year for a gift. It's unreal. I get the same gift every single year.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 of them in my freezer. They're the best.
Yeah, I have a pile of them in my freezer. So without a doubt, we know this is a big gifting item this year. So you should be doing huge numbers right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's not wait. Let's put those white images together. Let's put them in the carousel. Let's make the changes on your landing page ASAP because, Black Friday's coming up and the holidays are really close.
All right, so which I'll show you the carousel I currently have running for that product. Wedge carousel.
Don't use any lifestyle images, please.
Okay. So not that.
Nope. It's all lifestyle. It's all lifestyle.
Okay. So it's just strictly white background.
Yeah. You'll be surprised. You'll be totally amazed at how well it converts. I can assure you. Yeah, you'll really love that.
Once I make those adjustments, which campaign would you recommend? So I have, obviously that's one product.
Go through the course, restructure it all with the course material. Now that you're in you've purchased the training. So just go through those first few modules. It'll show you how to set up the campaign structure, which audiences, ways to do your creatives.
And then you'll really just that product, or because I've got.
Is that your best seller?
Here. It's the one I've ran the most ads to. So yeah.
Okay. Well, start with that one. Then if your second one has a high average order value, then yeah, do that too.
Okay.
Whichever one makes you the most profit is what I'd start with. as long as it's the bestseller, of course.
Okay,
Because the first rule is we've got to get cash flows rolling so you can ensure you're scaling.
exactly.
Yeah, so do those things and it'll really be a game changer. Then make sure your description copy, like your main copy, doesn't have uppercase letters at the beginning of every word. Just do it at the, first letter will be uppercase, then it's just treat it like a normal sentence.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
really
recommend
good
doing
stuff
that
here.
on
You have the
Facebook
right
headlines?
text. No, the headlines, Facebook headlines is fine to have uppercase on
Okay.
certain text. Yeah, you're really close here.
Alrighty.
The fact that you're making this work is phenomenal. That tells me that like you're so under converting, but you're still achieving good ROAS for what this is. So like, just imagine if you had all those things in place, it's going to be like, you won't even understand what had happened. It would just be so much results.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
Brooklyn
do this.
theme, no lifestyle images.
Nope.
All right.
On your site, it's fine, but like, the first image on the site just needs to be the main,
Yeah, that's
white
the
background.
bearing image being
Yeah,
different
everything
than
else,
the
it's okay with you communicating story and stuff. That's totally fine. I'm not saying, make everything super blank on your site. I'm just saying that one product image you first see, and then same thing on your ad.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I'll make those adjustments and I'll talk to you Monday.
Sweet. I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Brian.
Me too, man. Thanks.
Sydney, you've been unmuted.
Hey Chase, how are you?
Good, you?
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, great. So last time we talked Monday, hasn't been too great on the purchases. So I'm wondering, should I just cut that value-based audience that you suggested?
Oh yeah, I would have cut it after. Yeah, a good rule of thumb is whatever your lowest cost per purchase is, if you don't get a purchase by that point, cut it.
Okay, so I should have cut it at like 10 or something.
Well,
Or
whichever is your lowest.
20.
Go based off your average, like your lowest average.
Oh, current. Okay, so like about 25 or something.
There you go. Perfect.
So yeah, I'm wondering, I have a question and I'll show you why I'm asking this question. So before we got to your class, we used to do all separate campaigns for one ad. And I know that's not the correct way, but I just feel like it worked a little bit better. And like you can see the purchases and the cost per purchase. Should I change it over to, instead of a campaign budget, and a specific ad budget?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. And do you think that would help? Like, I'm just wondering, like, why do you think the past 2 days haven't been too great?
Simply because that offer is just so amazing that it's essentially like, similar thing to how somebody who's been on a certain, drug for a long
I'm
time and
sorry.
then finally get off of it.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
that sale ads, I didn't catch the first thing you said. You said the sale ads were so amazing?
Yeah, so like because they were working so well, the campaign adapted to optimizing towards individuals who would really convert at that, right? And so
Right.
the moment that goes away and then you start pushing something else, that audience just wouldn't work anymore because the costs were so different and the type of buyer is just likely different as well. So it's having a hard time of understanding what went wrong, the campaign itself,
Okay. So it's like
actually
really,
understanding. It has to recalibrate itself. It literally does.
okay.
And it could take a while for it to get back. So, I mean, like, one way to do it is you could go back to your old campaigns because those are, and see how they do. And
Okay.
it could end up lifting your ROAS, and then you start consolidating eventually once things are converting really well.
Okay. So, and you had also told me to combine all of these lookalikes. Should I stick with that? Not all of them, the 1%.
What was it yesterday?
I think like 2.
And the day before that? And then can you show me the ads in this one again? Aren't they rotating still?
Yes. You want me to go into them?
Just if you just stay on this tab, it's fine.
Okay.
And then just do like this week or whichever days this has been running.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is the we had just started this Monday. Let me go to a different one to compare.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's fine for you to go back to what the other one was, and just launch those old ones.
Okay,
That-
so like this one.
Yeah, whichever one you're referring to me earlier that you said like you had seen that it was working.
Oh, okay. So it was all separate campaigns. And I'd asked you about that like September 18th. I didn't know how to structure the ads well back then.
Oh, where the
But-
ads are independent? No, I'd never do that. But I mean, if that was working for you, I mean, I don't argue with data, so.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So also one thing, would it hurt if I left this lookalike going on a campaign budget with all of these ads, but also experimented like at the same time, do that old way about the separate campaigns for one ad? Would that
Yeah,
hurt?
totally. At this point of
Okay.
where the account's at, I don't think anything could hurt it.
Gotcha. So we can really just play around with it. I didn't want to
Yeah,
go
there's
off
only one
what
way
you
up from this point. I mean, coming from a 6 down to 1, I mean, there's no other direction to go. It's just back up again. So whatever you do at this point can only be a good thing.
Gotcha. All right. As for if I'm doing the budgets for like if I do these separate campaigns for the ads that we're working, budget wise, I mean, what should I start at that per ad campaign?
$10 daily for each.
Okay. And scale from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Perfect. For the lookalike right now, should I bring this down to 150?
You should cut this campaign and just launch all of those other audiences that you were referring to earlier.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
$175, I mean, at a 1x ROAS, I mean, it's really not doing much.
Okay. So let me just like for so basically all the separate okay, the 1% that have been working for us recently.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean I'll do some playing around with it and we'll regroup on Monday.
Cool. Alrighty.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have you been
Hey
reading?
Chase, Awesome. I have a friend in the home and auto insurance space,
Nice.
not getting good of results. Just kind of want to have some of your thoughts on that. So, do you see my screen here?
Yes.
Yep. So this is the home insurance campaign. It's geared towards parents, and I'm getting like $100 per lead, which is super high. It's gonna
Way
have,
too high.
yeah, it's gonna have some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Interest, demographics.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the ads real quick.
Okay.
Almost always when in terms of lead conversions, I almost always look to the form. It's almost
Yeah.
always where you're able to get your costs down. But let's see the ads.
Yep. So this is a typical ad. Let me just, it's just loading. And then let's look at the
So
form.
you could remove the first line. First line is the second line. You know, they go hand in hand. If you say one, it'll
Yeah.
give it away. You know, you don't need to. So
Yeah.
if you have children between the age of 1 to 26, that's the hook, and it gives you more space to get out what the actual, you know, what it is that you're offering, and that'll do so well.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
see if you qualify for the insurance program below. Is this a lead conversion campaign? Does it go to a website? If so, you need the website
It's
link right under that pointing down thumb.
okay. Yeah, it goes to like a form.
Oh yeah, you definitely need the link underneath that little thumb.
Yeah, goes. Okay, cool. So I'll link here.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Boom. And you'll see right away a surge in click-through rates. And then go to the form, because I guarantee you that's where the next thing is going to be.
Is this the form?
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
just
that's way too
questions.
small. Well, what does it look like on mobile? Because that's probably the biggest thing.
This.
Okay, the top
I don't
text
like
needs to be smaller.
this.
To see if you qualify, that portion needs to be underneath the form, and then that 30 seconds is fine to be up there.
Underneath as in here.
Yep,
Okay.
that's
Cool.
right.
Now I have like 10 questions.
You have
So
10
first
more.
question, I have like 10 questions total, like
Okay,
for
sure.
for the forms. So the first one is,
Oh,
are you a resident?
okay. Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
do you have an
Were you
active?
here for this call earlier, Diggy? Were you
Yes,
here earlier on the call?
yeah. I think there's another guy doing home and auto insurance, right?
Yeah. We were just talking about the forms.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that portion, same thing applies here. It's just same way to get conversions.
Gotcha.
That'll
Gotcha.
really help.
So the bar here, right?
Yeah, that's one way. Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So basically the form, the title, this text right here, as well as, you know, the ad.
Yeah.
What do you think of kind of like the interests or like demographic? Because this is kind of like a location base. So we're looking at.
So your audience is actually targeting in this case is actually, I'd say, like weighs maybe 5% of your results. I mean, like 5% literally will make up just from targeting.
Okay.
Like that's your marginal room for improvement. Your heavy hitter is going to be like 40% is going to be with the ad text, and the other like 55% is going to be the form.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll try that out for sure.
That copy, removing that top line, that's going to skyrocket your conversion rate just because it's so much more clear this way. And then
Awesome.
the image could be different. It's not, there's no focal point, which is a little.
Yeah, I have some like like memes, you know.
Yeah, memes are always fine. I see memes work well.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
I have a second.
the memes are good. Then that's
Yeah.
when the form.
Awesome. Good. Hey, just one more question. and this is about the number of ads in an ad account. Gonna have your thoughts on that as well, because so every ad set I have 30 ads, and sometimes Facebook just tells me, hey, having too many ads in an ad set will affect its performance. In
Yeah, you gotta
reality, does it?
optimize.
Okay, so
It
I
has,
do have to opt.
in terms of affect performance, if you don't optimize it, it's gonna affect performance.
Right, because what if I'm like happy with the cost here? You know, do I still need to optimize?
Well, you could get better costs if you did. So
Okay,
if you're happy, you're
gotcha.
happy, but you might be able to get like, shave off $2 and, maybe
Yeah.
have a little bit more happiness.
Nice. So let's say for an ad set, because like it's only getting like 1 to 2 conversions per day. How do I optimize? Like, should I just cut off ads that don't have any conversions?
Absolutely. So scroll all the way to the
Okay.
top.
211.
Well, I mean, you don't really have too many. So, I mean, you could still give it some more time, ignore
Yeah.
the Facebook recommendation for about 48 to maybe even 5 days max. Give it another 5 days, I'd say. That's
Yeah.
going to be enough to get enough leads. And then how you just ranked it, whatever has results, keep on, whatever doesn't, just cut off, and then you're smooth selling from there.
Gotcha. Is there like an ideal number of ads per ad set that you recommend?
No.
Okay.
In reality, you want to optimize to get down to a lower number.
Mhm.
But there's no specific one that's best. It usually gets pretty unique to each account. Like we were just talking with
Gotcha.
somebody who's like 8 is like his average pretty much. Anytime he's around 8 ads, he's typically having a really good cost per result. Anything lower, anything above it, too high, doesn't always do so well.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, that's it for me today. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem.
All
Thanks,
right.
Nikki.
Bye.
Yuzan, you've been unmuted.
All right. So I have a quick question over here. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So I think I accidentally, I'm pretty sure I accidentally cut this budget in half. I thought it was another ad a campaign that I duplicated that I was testing. And it turns out that it was the one that was obviously working the best. It was actually out of the learning phase, and then it went back into learning, I think, after I messed it up. But I put it back.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So in this case, does it actually reset completely, or does it do the 7-day cycle thing that you were talking about?
No, that's a full reset here.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, that kind of explains why today did this.
Yeah, that hurts.
Versus yesterday.
Yeah, that really hurts.
Yeah. It was like a split second. I'm like, oh shoot, like whatever. So I guess we'll give this till tomorrow to see if it stabilizes back to normal, or what should I do at this point?
If it doesn't tomorrow, you're going to relaunch it at a small budget, and you're going to have to scale up slowly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Speaking about this one in particular, so if you see, it's the only one that got the highest conversions and exited learning phase. So I was wondering, I was like, okay, so if the 25% of time spent, it's 180 day, 25% spent. If that one works and was exited learning phase on its own without being into an ad set, like a multiple ad set, like I have this one, do you think I should do the same to these? Because at one point I did have them separated, but they ran as dynamic ads. But ever since
You're referring to the budget.
Referring to the performance itself, like the ROAS. So basically, I feel like this one performed better on its own than it being into together with other ad sets?
Well, for one, I can tell you I've seen across the board, visitor 25% as a retargeting audience has always done well for ad accounts. But two, if you are going to do that, then you don't have to create new campaigns. You just switch it to the ad set level and manage the budget per ad set. So that way you don't have to worry about recreating everything.
You mean like, because at one point I had this over here on, but I thought that because I had it on here, it was affecting the one outside, so I turned it off. But then I realized, I was like, no, I think I messed it up when I played with the budget by accident.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not sure. I guess I'll give it a couple of days. Well, till tomorrow, see if it stabilizes, and if it does good, and it does. If not, we'll just scale back.
Yeah. When was the last time you changed out your ads?
It's been, and that's another question that I wanted to tell you. So we have a new collection launching, but they're coming by container, so they'll be here by next month. It's gonna be a very tight schedule, but we're going to have to change the products to the new collection, and I'm not sure how am I gonna do that when it's gonna come like 2 weeks before or a week and a half before Christmas. So it's like the transition it's a very tight schedule. So I'm not sure if I should wait. I'm getting photos done right now, but I'm not sure if I should start changing them from now to get them like up and running, since these ads have to go down. So I'm not sure exactly the time frame that I should do it.
This is not a good situation to be in.
Yeah.
That is very, I've seen how these things go. It's not good. Your container gets here in 1 month. I mean, that's really, really, really way too late. Absolutely way too late to launch ads.
Yeah.
You're essentially, there's no way. You're gonna have to, I mean, essentially you could switch all the new ads you launch, just effectively have them go to the correct link and correct image and all that, and then as soon as the thing switches, you'll be fine.
Okay. And do you think it's gonna take? I'll probably. I mean, good thing I have other platforms that that I don't 100% rely on Facebook ads.
Totally.
So obviously, it's a. I mean, that's the good part of not having all your eggs in one basket. But at the same time, it plays a big role. So that's why I'm trying to think about what's the best way to transition this. But yeah, I guess.
Absolutely. So like have those ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be fine. As for you managing ads on Google, TikTok, Snapchat, and all that, what you'll need to do is you need to also, whenever you launch new ads, moving forward, go ahead and add UTMs to them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Add UTMs.
What's the UTMs? I'm not sure exactly.
UTMs are unique tracking metrics. Whenever you're running multiple campaigns from different places, you can get a huge advantage with your results because of that. And to take full effect of it, essentially what you do is you apply a UTM link to each of your ads. And if you go to your audiences and you hit create a lookalike, you can create a lookalike based off anybody from the Snapchat audience that was converting at a 13x ROAS. And you can create a lookalike off your Snapchat 13x ROAS audience in your Facebook ad account.
Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I set that up through where do I apply those UTM?
Every platform is going to have a different way of applying them. So you just, to keep it simple for you, there's a universal way to do it. Let me send you the link.
Yeah, please.
So here you go. Click on that. You just put in your website URL. You put in the campaign source, which will be like Snapchat or Google or Facebook. You type in the medium, which will be the audience. You'll type in the campaign name, which will be the copy. You'll type in the term, which will be the headline. You'll type in the creative image, which will be. And then what you'll do is you'll be able to create audiences based off a URL parameter from the audience that is converting best. So it only makes sense to do it based off your best return on ad spend in each specific audience or each specific keyword if it's Google,
Got you. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. New thing I learned. All right, cool.
Totally.
And if I have any questions, I'll circle back on next call. So I guess for now that's it. And you said the best way to cut an ad is to just take like for example this one over here, right? Where is this one? So these been under 3 past this one right here. At this point, do you think I should cut it?
Yes. Unless you launch new ads in it, then you could bring it back. But otherwise, I just get rid of it.
Okay. As soon as I see it go below my average, and it takes like 2-3 days, and it's still under my average, I should cut it, or
Yes.
relaunch new ads in it and see if that fixes the problem.
One of the two. One of the two. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you so much, and that's it for now.
Yeah. Also, one last thing. I have another quick tip for you that'll really help you out. When you're running multiple ad accounts in different mediums like Snapchat, TikTok, and Google, really same rule applies. Like the 5 people you hang around, you become. Same thing with your ads. If you have ads that are running at a 2.26 in some campaigns and audiences that are running at 12x in others, the higher you can get your ROAS in each account, the higher your ROAS is going to improve on its own across each account, because you're only putting in good data and that data has been being used. So imagine if you had an audience sending like some of these other placements like TikTok, I know you're going to be able to send a ton of traffic to the site. And if you have lookalike audiences based off like view content or link clicks or page views, those audiences are going to do absolutely terrible because they're getting thousands of people that aren't converting. That's why you want super specific lookalikes if you're doing that with the UTMs, that recommendation. Plus, if you end up removing ads where there's super high amounts of people going there, but the ROAS isn't very high, then you taper those back, because you're only going to allow good quality coming through, and that's going to allow all of your audiences across all your campaigns to get better, specifically with lookalikes.
Okay.
Interest, it has no effect. It has no effect.
That's crazy that you mentioned that too, because I've been playing around with TikTok. I haven't launched fully, but for the past couple of days I've been working on it. They're just so complicated, and they're all their glitches, and they're I'm sure you're aware of, like this is a new platform, so it's just annoying. You have to prepay the money in, and it gets cut off, and you gotta the one ad will disapprove, and then you'll just resubmit it again, and it'll get approved. It's like somebody in the back seat is just like, it's like rotating between different departments, and they're just approving or denying the same ad. So long story short, I ran a traffic campaign. I was supposed to run a traffic campaign so I could generate enough traffic to get my pixel audiences populated, so I could start targeting custom audiences. And in like seconds, I launched a traffic campaign, and the website visitors on my website analytics just spiked on my Shopify to like 300 active users. And I'm looking at it, and it's spending it was so weird. I've never seen that before. And then I just quickly shut it off, and it spent like, I don't know if you see here, like it spent, good thing they give you $2,000 for free, they match it, but like it spent over here $598, and well, this one in particular 307, and it got 100,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Within
30 minutes.
Within 30 minutes.
Yeah. And those clicks then go to your, then it populates in the audience on Facebook, and then your page view retargeting all of a sudden has no purchases, because it's spending all of its money just showing it to people who are like, never gonna do anything.
Now it makes sense that you mentioned that. I didn't think of that. So in order to avoid things like that, where you're having just like basically trash going into your pixels, you said that's why we use the UTM specific, or is there a way to avoid having that like stuff going?
So UTMs will allow you to create advanced lookalikes based off of a high value, like I was saying, like you choose your best return on ad spend type audiences and ads, and you create the lookalikes off of that UTM parameter, which is like only going for the really good result and gets those high converting individuals. But like with a page view lookalike or like a view content lookalike, your ROAS is, you'll pretty much notice it's going to be almost always lower because you have so many platforms running that like it's getting all this data and a lot of them don't convert. So those audiences aren't typically that good. So like those specific lookalikes will be really good. And then just cutting out the, the trash traffic, you'll improve the ROAS everywhere.
Got you. Okay, makes sense. That's definitely something that I have to get set up ASAP.
Yeah, you'll really like that.
Yeah, for sure. And just to, I just remembered you were speaking to a guy earlier that he was talking about if Afterpay or Affirm is a good option. Just to give you like a quick tip about me. I mean, 40% of my sales come from Afterpay, so it's doing me really good.
That's phenomenal.
If he's looking to do something, especially with a high ticket price, Afterpay and Affirm really helps us. I'm talking about literally 40% of my. I checked it.
Yeah, that's
last month. Amount. Yeah, it's insane. I didn't even realize till like a couple of days of me having it on the site, and then I got deposits from my bank that was lower, and I was like, wait, where's the rest? And then I check up my Afterpay, I'm like, whoa, that's how much people finance. But yeah, totally. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. You should really, if he's active in the group, you should definitely message him that. I'm sure he'd love to hear that. That'd really help him out.
Oh yeah,
I'll relay the message as well, but I'm sure he'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah. What was his name again?
I would have to look back at who specifically.
All right. It's all good. So I guess if anything, you could relay the message to him.
Yeah, I'll have to find out too.
All right. Well, hopefully he hears this or it gets him.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, it's Derek. Derek was asking.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
All right. Cool. I'll try to catch him on the group then.
Cool. Awesome.
Right.
Well, those things will really help out.
Yeah. All right. For sure. Yeah. Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks, John. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. That'll go ahead and conclude this week's live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call.